Hey, everybody. I feel like Paul Revere. Taxes are coming. Taxes are coming. I hope I got that right. So, look, I just want to make sure everybody understands some of the tax changes that are coming up. Not only in 2026 do we have a rise in taxation. Really, it's not a rise. It's just we're reverting back to our old tax brackets. We've got a change in our estate tax coming. We got lots of things coming. But I also am starting to notice a trend, especially this year. States are starting to come up with a concept of wealth tax. Be aware of these wealth taxes that are coming. So far in 2024, lawmakers in 10 states have introduced wealth tax bills and are working on introducing them. So keep an eye out in California, Connecticut, Hawaii, Maryland, Minnesota, Nevada, New York, Pennsylvania, Vermont, and Washington. And whatever Washington and California do, you better bet Oregon's going to do as well. So slippery slope. If one goes through, most of these other states will go. And then there's a handful of other states that will probably follow suit. It's kind of like Washington also implemented a mandatory tax for a long-term care policy for people that are over 65. So there's a lot of stuff that's going on out there that we need to keep an eye on. And I've always said, nobody's going to vote somebody back in that raises our tax brackets that we see. They're going to find little weird ways to add taxes. And this is the type of stuff that'll get slipped in when people aren't paying attention. So this idea of a wealth tax, it's coming in a few different forms, but the most pronounced ones are these two types of taxation. So taxing people with large net worths, they're going to define that as what, maybe 10 million or something like that. They're going to tax them on their net worths gain each year, even if the gains haven't been realized. So just on paper, the stock market went up this year and boom, they got to pay taxes on all that growth. So you're going to start by establishing what your net worth is. And let's say it's 10 million. And then at the end of the year, it's 11 million because the stock market went up or real estate went up or whatever the case may be. Then they're going to put a tax on that extra $1 million of net worth gain. The next tax that we're seeing introduced out there is just adding a marginal tax on higher incomes. So, I mean, look, this doesn't really look any different than a progressive tax rate anyways. So this one, I think, could easily get slipped in. Anybody making more than $500,000 a year has to pay an additional 3% marginal tax. Now, well, to me, that's not a wealth tax, but these things are all being introduced in various different forms in a lot of states. And so state-wise, if you're in any of those previous states, what did I say? California, Connecticut, Hawaii, Maryland, Minnesota, Nevada, New York, Pennsylvania, Vermont, and Washington, well, you're in the battlegrounds. And some people want the wealthy, quote unquote, to be taxed. But some people, look, we have to understand that this can be a slippery slope, and this is their definition of what wealthy is, and who decides what that dollar amount is. And so we just need to be aware of these things and vote for what's right for you. But just know this stuff is going on. It's getting worked into the system. It might be attached to another bill. Might be a way to fund extra stuff. So all these things need to be paid attention to. So just a bit of an alert. The taxes are coming. Taxes are coming. I think we all know federally we're in a crazy amount of debt. There are a handful of states like California that are in a crazy amount of debt, and they're going to have to get the money to pay that off somehow. Or do they really have to? Some people don't think they do. All right, a little public service announcement. So if I can help in any way, yourinvestmentcounselor.com. Great new website. You can find ways that you want help and set appointments with me. Always happy to help. Give us a call and find our full classes. We're doing the tax class right now, fpfeaz.org. February is tax month, so whenever you're watching this video, if it's February, we've got the tax class going on. But I also have plenty of YouTube videos on all forms of taxation and trying to be as efficient as we can with every individual situation. All right, thanks everybody. We'll see you next week.